Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hey, everybody.
How are you, my friend?
Excellent.
Doing all right?
Of course.
Early start for us today.
Yeah.
Big day. Start of the tackle ball season officially on Sundays.
A national holiday of sorts.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounded weird.
Yeah, maybe you don't only go that long.
Maybe that's it. Anyway, yeah, you got a big day, Jay. You got soccer going on later.
Yes, sir. The beautiful game.
How many teams do you coach?
Just one.
Just the one?
Mm-hmm.
And these are young kids, so
Yeah, 12.
Yeah.
12-year-olds, 11, 12.
they coachable?
Yeah, man.
12, yeah.
They're good boys. Actually, it's the best age because they still listen to you.
Oh,
In
yeah.
A couple more years, they'll be looking at you like, man, I've heard
Shut
all
up,
this.
old man.
I've heard all this 10 times.
Are the drills so much different than what we used to deal with?
Mike, they're not drills. That's the one thing.
No, what do you mean? Like
You
in
don't line them
practice?
up and drill them anymore.
No?
There's a lot more free flow
Really?
gameplay, yeah.
And
a lot
so-
more possession.
Yeah, just trying to.
So even the notion that you would say the word drill,
Well, it's been a few years since I took to the pitch,
Yes.
if you will, Jay. So you don't dribble around cones anymore.
no,
You don't cross the ball. to
sure.
someone-
There's crosses and so, it's a different.
I'm trying
it's a
to
different mindset, because it is a free flow game, and that's what's beautiful about it. In part,
Sure. It's gorgeous.
There's not 5 to 7 minute commercial breaks like what I observed yesterday trying to watch some of that Spartan
Oh
game.
my God, dude.
My God. And those
you
green
didn't go,
uniforms.
did
Let's
you?
get to the green uniforms in a second. I didn't have the good fortune of going because I was coaching.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't get out of my game, but
Yeah.
dude, yeah, no, it's taught
Pull
in
up
a much
pictures,
different
E, of that-
style.
of
It's taught to like the world plays it.
Yeah.
Less drilling, no lines. You shouldn't walk up to a soccer practice to see lines.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean
Like
lines?
kids standing in lines.
Oh, see, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Is single file 2 lines, and what would you pass back and forth and then
Time
shoot?
off the ball.
So what do you just put them in boxes of 4 and let them pass to each
mean-
other? I mean, I'm trying to figure out.
No.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you didn't see those? The
No.
Michigan State uniforms?
You know what? I TiVoed it, but I knew they won big, so
Here's-
I never went back to watching
Here's my
it.
problem with it. Like, I love third jerseys. I love throwbacks, stuff like that. I love when teams change it up. Oregon, it's awesome that there's an Oregon out there. I'm glad
Yeah.
not everybody does that, but it's cool. So State has the Nike affiliation, so you're going to have this stuff going on. But my problem with this is if you're going to replace the white, replace all the white. I don't understand why part of it is, State is in the lime green and then the number is in white still. It's just a weird combo, don't you think?
Yeah, and it's this highlighter green.
Yeah.
Which I guess I don't have a problem with. It's like a lot of times they're trying to make the ugliest uniform they can make. Like that's part of the
Yeah,
fun.
just make
almost.
the news.
Just yeah. That's probably part of it.
Send Twitter a
Dude,
buzz.
I think Jay's right. I think if you just make the 23
Yeah,
that color
right.
and then the stripe on the helmet too, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then
'cause the-
I think that I'm 100% okay with it.
Yeah, the emblem on the side is green, but the stripe on the helmet is white. It's
Right.
like, let's go all the way, man.
You're right.
Yeah,
It's like
why
it all
would
lime
they?
green.
It's like are they wearing just their normal helmet?
No, they have lime green emblems.
Oh, they do.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see it in that pic. Oh, okay. I guess in the back I can sort of see it. Yeah, you're right, man. Make the stripe lime green too. If you're gonna do it, go all the way.
They stopped halfway.
They did.
looks great there.
Yeah.
If you took away, because you're not seeing as much as the white. You're seeing
Yeah.
all the lime green for the most part.
Yeah, T. Roy and I were talking about this yesterday because they were showing highlights of Oregon,
Mm.
and I kind of agree. Like at first, I was like, "What are these clowns doing?" You
No,
know,
I'm
like,
glad that there's an Oregon.
really.
Yeah.
And-
Like I said, I don't want everybody to do that every week, like be crazy like that,
Yeah.
but it's cool that there's one team that does that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all right, but yeah, there's something cool about the classic uniform too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the certain teams that don't.
Penn State, something like that.
Yeah. Even Michigan doesn't really do too much of that stuff.
Well, not anymore.
Well, they changed their maize to highlighter yellow for about 10 years there, which was weird, but
Their blue was even weird. I'm glad they're back to whatever. Boy, did they not look good yesterday.
I read about it.
Yeah, did you watch any of it, E?
You know what, dude? With games like this, I don't even watch until the second half. And then once I saw the score, I was like, and I just kept waiting. So I watched like the last 5 minutes. And even
Yeah.
that 5 minutes was very hard to watch.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there going, oh, this is, I almost wanted them to lose. So then it would just like officially mean I didn't have to pay attention. That I'd have my Saturdays free.
You take
for the
that
re-
off my plate.
Just
Yeah.
just like officially make it so I don't have to even worry about it. But I already don't have to because that's enough to show that like who gives a fuck? They're not going to be in the Final Four.
It's early.
It is early, but my brother was like, I don't win or lose, they should drop out of the top 25. with his
Oh, wow.
performance. I was like, no.
What are,
I don't
there
know about
were
the top
7 going in?
25. Yeah, I don't know about the top 25. But,
I know.
but they should drop.
I think he was just venting his anger. I don't think he really actually meant they're going to drop, 20 spots with a win.
Could be a big wake-up call. Maybe they clean some things up, and it's what
Yeah,
they look
maybe.
back on it at the end of a championship season. They look back and they
Yeah.
go, "Hey, that scare against Army."
That adversity we faced in
That's
week
right.
2 against the Black Knights of Army. But yeah,
Which they should have lost because that field goal was almost in. It wasn't that far off, dude.
No, I know, 50-yarder, but yeah, it's just you see a team like that, and it's like, oh boy, Michigan's defense, whew, look out, America. And this new offense, I mean, Harbaugh realizes if he's going to win, he had to take himself out of the offensive play calling and get this young guy in here who's the shit, and
Guy
it's
who
like,
comes over from Alabama, right? Is that the deal?
I think so, yeah. And they've just laid an egg 2 weeks in a row. They had 3 lost fumbles all of last year. They had 3 lost fumbles in the first half yesterday.
Is that the offensive coordinator's fault?
It's just sloppy play. It's just sloppy, shitty play. And you're playing an Army team who's playing football from, the 1920s.
Yeah.
I think they
Run,
threw 2
run,
passes the whole game. I mean, it's dreadful. And it's like, you've got these kids.
They've adopted the forward pass.
I think the funny thing is I only watched the one. If you don't count overtime, I think I only watched one Michigan offensive possession. But that possession that I saw included them getting down to like 2nd and 4, and then 2nd and 4 run, 3rd and 4 run, 4th and 4 run. Couldn't make it.
Dude.
It was like nothing else. Really?
And if you look at, I mean,
I didn't watch anything else.
the
But,
service academies even hanging in a game like that, it's
right.
incredible
On the
because
road.
the inability to recruit the highest caliber football player.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there for far different reasons.
And they've got size requirements.
Yeah,
So you
right.
can't have a 6'4",
Right.
320 lineman. You know what I mean? Like that guy can't fit into a jet.
Yes.
So he's not
Well,
there.
Army wouldn't be putting people in jets,
Well,
but your point's taken.
Yeah,
A tank.
Yeah, you can't fit that dude into a tank, a jet, a fucking whatever, and so they're not recruited, and so it's like you should just manhandle these guys, and they're playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football. It's
Yeah.
boring as shit, and they ran all over them. So I don't know. My hopes are not that high, but to your point earlier, Jay, about the 5 to 7 minute breaks. T-Roy calls me and he says, yo, man, TiVo the Michigan game. I'm running late. I'll be back in a bit. And I was like, all right, you want me to pause it and wait for you? He's like, yeah, sure. So he shows up 20 minutes late, from kickoff.
Would I
And
miss?
so-
Nothing.
Nothing. No, I didn't start it. And so I had, we were able to fast forward basically the first half through halftime. Start of the third quarter, we didn't have any more free time on the TiVo remote.
Just had to sit through
and
it,
had
huh?
to just sit
And suffer.
and sit. And finally, we're looking at each other going,
Watch Papa John's commercials.
this game is unwatchable when you can't fast forward through shit. It's like usually we do this show, if the Lions play at 1, finish the Lions game, and the Niners usually play at 4. That's the other team I care about. So we'll TiVo that. I'll TiVo that. And then after we're done at night on Sundays, I just blow through the Niners game. It's awesome. That game is great when it's watched in a half hour. You know what I mean? But, dude, sitting there watching, you're right, Papa John's commercials, the garbage commercials, fucking Progressive Insurance, and, the same ones over and over. It's like, well, there's a punt, fair catch.
Yeah. Set
We'll go
aside
to
the
break.
content of the commercial. It's the fact that there's a punt. Now we go to break.
Now we go to break.
Yep.
Hey, kicked a field goal. We had to take a break, because someone called a timeout, 30-second timeout. Well, a little catch up from our friends at Duracell Batteries really quick. Then they go to a third. They've got to do something.
I feel like I gave you guys a solution to this.
You did. And I'm for
Yeah,
it.
but
I didn't have a game to watch this weekend yet. Next Saturday.
I know, it's
you
the
were wrong,
international
and it's
break.
next Saturday.
It's the international break this weekend, so pick it up next weekend.
Someone sent me. I can't remember who it was. I'd give them a shout out, but someone sent me a story in the paper about this local bar here around Detroit that's big Tottenham fans.
There you go, man.
My team,
Yes.
Cock and Ball. Yeah, the whole thing about how they get together and watch the game. It's like, I got to go join my club.
Yes.
Go hang
Take
out
your
with these
scarf and your sewn jersey. Do it, man.
Isn't that hilarious?
Next Saturday, 10 a.m. I don't know how that works though, because I don't know. Like, it just says it's all on Fox. Like, so you know what I mean? I don't know. Am I gonna probably have to find a bar? Is Fox, the one I have, only gonna be showing the highlight game or something, and then I have to go to the?
I mean, it'll tell you if it's FS1 or what. You know?
Okay.
What time is my team playing?
don't
They're all at
remember.
10. It looks like they're all at 10. When we looked last time, they all looked like at 10
Well,
a.m.
I need more than that. I can't go to the wrong bar and be stuck watching Real Madrid or something.
10 a.m. Eastern.
Fuck that. I know, but it's got to be the right bar so I can see
Excited
my
for you
team.
guys.
If not, Jay, will you watch and let me know how my team does? Please?
Come on, man. Give it a whirl.
How long is the season?
34 games.
Okay, so it's only 5 weeks.
36 games.
We're going into
32
week 5.
games.
So that's not
Yeah.
bad. I got plenty of time.
You're in good shape.
Dude, I'm going
yeah.
to stomp you in the playoffs. Just telling you already.
Playoffs.
But here's the thing, too.
Playoffs.
You've got Champions League. You've got the international breaks.
Oh, yeah. It's not confusing at all.
Oh, my God. It's the best.
Do you
man.
know who I don't remember the name now, but apparently DCFC had a pretty big win on Saturday over like. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Over a first division Mexican team.
Yeah. So I don't know who players were playing. I'm sure that maybe it was. I don't know if there's a second team or something, but
Probably, yeah. But that was a big win.
it was like in front of like 7,000 people.
Didn't they have a friendly last year or the year before that was really big? They beat someone or hung with
This
someone?
is the highest division friendly I believe they've had.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that, but that was a massive victory, 2-1 over a Mexican side
Really?
down at Keyworth.
Nice. Some bad hombres.
Hey, does your money work as hard as you do? You will spend upwards of 45 years working to support your lifestyle, provide for your family, and set aside money for retirement. Let Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial help to make sure that your money is working as hard as you are. Call today. Tell him you're a friend of the show for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. Call Mark at 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark. Isis, did you want to...
If I
Securities
could.
and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Isis, did I hear you talking upstairs to T-Roy?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah. He's on.
You're supposed to leave T-Roy alone, Isis. You know the rules.
I
You don't
checked-
look at T-Roy. You don't talk to
I
T-Roy.
popped my head in the wood room, and he asked me how I was doing. So I was addressed.
You know that's just small talk banter.
But I was
He doesn't
addressed.
really want to know.
I know. Well, I was
You
addressed.
about face and you walk away. You walk away.
Just go,
Isis.
yep.
If I'm addressed, I'll tell people I'll talk if I'm addressed. I mean,
Yeah. So what were you talking about? You're talking about your weekend?
Well, I
Big
was-
exciting weekend, E? Were you
No,
up
no.
to Pictured Rocks again or something?
No, I was just telling him that I had a weekend off from a lot of weekends, so I was happy to do that. But you guys I've mentioned on this show that I've been watching this Parenthood on Netflix.
Yeah.
And here's the predicament.
Not a new show.
No, I know, but here's the predicament, Jay, that I'm in. It turns out that Parenthood is leaving Netflix at the end of September. And so I have like 33 episodes. Like I'm on season 4 and there's 6, seasons. So I'm having to binge the hell through this thing. And I'm just like, and it's such an emotional show. And there and when you watch it back to back to back, it's like fucking deeper.
Oh,
because
just
you're
laughing and crying, laughing and crying.
so there was a scene, there was a setting going on where the mom got breast cancer. One of the moms got
Jesus.
breast cancer, and I thought she was gonna die. Like they were really rooting it up. Like the dad was next to her on the bed. She had this like organ failure, and he's watching this video that she made for her kids if she dies to say like, hey, and I was fucking bawling. Like I hadn't cried that hard, I think, since my grandma died 2 years ago. Like I was
Oh, Nana.
crying so
miss her.
fucking hard. I was just sitting in the basement like, I don't even have to explain, crying, not
Weeping.
Yes.
You
Were
wept.
you- Not
Were you
teary-eyed,
audible?
not-
Were you like blubbering? Was there blubbery involved?
I mean, I wasn't like, whatever, but I was like, I couldn't take it. I was sitting there just like, oh my, I can't take this right now.
Like Michael Jordan on the bench that
yes,
crying meme?
Yes, they do such a good. Unfortunately for people, if they watch Netflix, you're probably not going to be able to get through it now. So if you start now, you'll have to get it somewhere else. But
I accept that challenge.
it is so. They do such a good job. I've never.
Is it an hour-long show or
It's like
half?
45 minutes. And I watch shows, dude. I do get connected to characters, so it's not even unusual. I've never been so connected to any TV characters of any show I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Where I felt this invested in these people's lives.
Did you not watch it when it was on?
No, I think when I look at it now, I remember commercials, kind of, because when Jay said, I forget what his name
Craig
is.
T. Nelson.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember like
Coach.
seeing him and going, "Oh, Coach," and
Yeah.
Raymond. Everyone was Raymond comes in later and stuff.
Romano?
Yeah, and I remember seeing him.
Dax is
so
on it, too, right?
Dax is on it.
Shepard?
Yeah. So I remember, I think, seeing commercials for it, but you know what? I always thought it looked really dumb, And the other thing is I remember thinking is that when I've seen it on Netflix in the past, I thought it was because they'll have shows on Netflix that even only made like 2 seasons on network TV, and I'm like, I don't want to watch a show that's only 2 seasons. If it got cut after 2 seasons, I just don't.
Well,
want
that's popular with British shows. Most of those.
But I'm
shows
talking
won't go
NBC.
more.
I'm talking shows that like I know for sure weren't meant to go 2 seasons.
Did it grab you like episode 1?
Yes, honestly. Like by episode 2 or 3, I was like, this is maybe the best show I've ever seen.
Now, this
like,
isn't at all a spin-off from the movie Parenthood, is it?
No.
Remember the movie with...
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan? Is that
No.
that Parent
No.
Trap?
That's Parent Trap, I think.
Actually, Joaquin Phoenix is in there. Keanu Reeves, Steve Martin. You
I
remember Parenthood, the
really
movie?
don't believe
Okay.
that it may. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. The funny thing is, I will say the one.
Well,
of the
I know I've asked you this before and you've answered it, so I apologize. But what is it? What is it basically?
It's basically about just a family, a really tight family that's like about like I'm trying to think of how many daughters, like a 4 or 5 person family, but they have kids of their own and they're married and they're just super fucking tight. And of course, there's
It's just life,
so
Mike.
much drama.
Life
I mean,
happens.
yes,
Yeah.
of course. Well, the one family, I mean, realistically, it's kind of like probably this much would not happen to one family, but like one family, they have a autistic kid with Asperger's, and the mom gets breast cancer, and at one point the dad loses his job. So there's just
The hits just keep on coming.
Right. It's just like
You need to
Jesus.
develop plot development.
Exactly,
You can't just have them go to
exactly.
soccer practice on Saturdays.
For sure. So, but it's basically about that. But they really do just do such a good job at making
Yeah.
you care about these characters, and it's crazy to me.
So do you
I'm
do
gonna.
you bawl every episode?
I
at
don't
this
bawl
point?
every episode, but I get emotional every episode. Like every episode, there's something that I get emotional about.
I kind of want to watch like 5 episodes of this damn show just to see
I'll say this:
how gripping it is. Like if what he's describing is real.
well, here's
I
go ahead.
vaguely remember watching a couple episodes back in the day when it was on network TV, and yeah, I mean it's a drama for sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being any more of a drama than say a Grey's Anatomy or something like that. Not that I've
But maybe
watched
that
a
is
lot of
maybe
those,
if I
but
watched that, I would have felt like that. I've never really watched. I've not watched.
Do you
a
remember
lot of
weeping
real-
at all,
I
Jay? A
don't remember
teardrop,
weeping,
anything?
no.
But
you're able to
but I
work
did-
them up on.
I can cry on command.
I'm
It's-
just,
Yeah.
though,
That's
me. I'm a
proven.
fucking kind of a weirdo, I guess. But
No.
what was I going to say? So here's the one thing I'll say. The last thing I'll say about it too, even is like, I'm not even like I've actually mentioned this a week ago, so you guys probably forget this, but I did mention this. Like my sister watched this at one point, but she couldn't even finish it because she got too. Like she didn't think she could handle the end of it. Like she was getting, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to handle this.
Yeah.
And so I will have to finish it. It's just how I am. But like I'm not gonna be able to like wind myself into it. Like maybe once I get to the final 5, like okay, I'm gonna watch them one day at a time because the time limit's gonna be on. So I'm just gonna have to barrel into the end of this, and I just feel like I'm gonna be. I might
What
have
if
to
you
call
get
in the
down-
next day.
what's-
I might not be able to do a show.
grab
the
a
next
box
day.
of tissues, sit down and get through it.
I was going to say, E, if it comes down to the final hours before it disappears from Netflix, say you got 4 episodes left,
Right.
just life happens, and you
I
weren't
will
able to get
finish-
them.
oh,
Would you take the show off?
I'll have to buy it. I would have to buy it. If for some reason I could not make it, I'd have to pay for individual episodes or DVD. I'm sure there's a way in this day and age to get it.
Yeah.
But I'll say that jokingly, but I was like, I might need a day off. I might need to finish it the night. Like I won't be able to finish it the day of a show because I might not be able to come in.
You
I might
need a 24-hour period of
Right,
reflection.
I might have to make sure I can finish it like on a Thursday, so then I can have the weekend.
Have the weekend.
right? To really, and I will have
to unwind, calm yourself down a bit.
and I will also have to 100% for whatever show I get into next. I need a palate cleanser. Like it's going to need to be a full-on comedy or something. Like
Yeah.
I will not be able
A horror film or something.
I will not be able to jump into a drama like this
Can you,
again.
can you cry reading books?
Can't lose another family, right?
right, exactly.
Can you cry reading books?
No, you know
Jay,
what?
can you get emotional reading stories or
Reading stories are tougher for me for some reason. I don't know what it is, but
you mean to emotionally invest?
I don't know. Maybe I don't think I've ever cried reading a book, and I've read books where people die and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
God, I don't know.
I'm trying to think
I'm
what.
almost getting worked up right now just talking about it, to be honest.
Really?
With you.
Let's see if
Yes.
we can't work up a tear or two.
No, I don't. If you guys knew the character names, then you could see, well, what about this?
So it's Coach's wife, isn't it?
what?
Coach's wife.
No, it was a younger guy's wife. I mean, it was
Even
just
more tragic.
Yeah.
So
Well,
much
and
life in front of her.
Well, and again, she
She's got breast cancer now.
She had breast cancer.
So tell us
And-
about the video she made for children. You know, I
He
mean,
was talking. Well, the thing is, she's got Max who has the Asperger's, And then she has a baby. She just had a baby. So, and right near the end, she was because of her breast cancer, she couldn't even hold the baby because
Oh, my
they're going
gosh.
into chemo and stuff like that.
Oh,
tragic.
And Christmas, God, it was really emotional. It was Christmas Day, so they're playing like this Christmas music, but the Christmas music is like
Sad.
really undertone and under the thing.
Yeah.
And she had this cough, and they were just like, the husband is just like, he told me, he said if you cough, you need to go in, and it's been 3 days, and she's like, it's Christmas, I can't go in, and
Yeah.
he just realizes like at one point, no, you have to fucking go in. You have a fever, they said you have, and he takes her in, and they're just like, I can't make myself do it, but but they're just like, sometimes when you have the kind of chemo she had, I guess, or something, like organs can shut down and it can either go really hard one way or really hard the other way.
Yeah.
Not on
very
Christmas
fast.
Day.
Not on
Not
Christmas
on Christmas
Day.
Day.
I know.
Was she even done recording her videos for her family?
No, the video was done. That's where I'm watching. The husband is watching the video while she's laying in the bed, and we really at this point think she's gonna die. Like there's a listener a listener got me onto this, and I started like texting like, "Oh my God, she's gonna fucking die, isn't she? Don't tell me, but she's gonna fucking die."
God.
Oh, Jesus.
I know.
You're just a treasure. Oh, man.
So that was my weekend, pretty much. By the way.
Yeah.
I also got a what do you call that? A blister from playing baseball with the old man.
Really?
Yes. Remember when I talked about because of this show inspired me to want to go hit the ball around with my dad a little bit?
This show did?
Yeah, Parenthood did.
Parenthood.
Because there was a scene in the earlier seasons of Parenthood where the dad is the kid with Asperger's, and so he wants this kid to be normal, goddamn it. He wants to play baseball, and then there's another another kid related to the family that wants to play baseball, so they start playing. And I was like, you know what? I want to fucking play baseball with my dad. It's been a while.
You know what? I have Asperger's. and
Yeah, I
don't
can
play.
do that. Yeah, that character hits home a lot to you. So if he can do it, so can you.
But yeah. So anyway, this is the second time in a month now that
You need some gloves,
Me and
son.
my dad have been like. We've been out there and he's been hitting me pop flies and shit like that.
He's been getting some exercise, man.
Dude, it's been awesome.
Yeah, T-Roy and I went out and threw the rock yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
You believe
Nice.
that? He's like, man, you can't keep sitting here like this. We need to get some fresh air. Let's go toss the rock for a minute. I was
There you
like,
go.
"Ah,
The football rock?
yeah.
Nice.
No, we didn't take a pebble and just
I don't
start
know.
chucking it around.
Baseball. I could prefer the baseball as the rock, I feel like.
No, football's pretty standard.
Okay.
The rock, right?
You know, I have to say, with E talking about baseball, I assumed you guys were throwing the baseball.
Wow, I didn't even think that was.
I guess when you said baseball, you probably would just say the ball. Wouldn't you just say throw the ball around?
Yeah, throw the ball around.
You know what? Remember I brought this up, by the way. I brought this up, I don't know if it was probably a year ago, because we haven't thrown it this summer. But I brought the football up to go to Mackinac because I knew we were a bunch of other people, and football's the easiest thing to bring. Baseball, you got to have the mitt. And I brought that up, and I was trying to get my dad to play again. And I don't remember me bringing this up, but my dad doesn't know how to throw a football.
Oh, my, come on, man.
Well, I mean, he knows how to,
shit.
but he's bad at it.
Well, how do you know how, then?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Passed down generation to
Dude, my
generation.
dad made sure we had the best arms on the
I
block.
didn't-
He worked when we were 2 years old to make sure we could throw a football.
So I'm obviously I don't expect you guys to remember this, but obviously I did say this last year, and I just found that out last year because last year I was like I'd finally had this football. I was like, Dad, let's throw the football. I want to throw the. We usually just throw baseball. Well, a few times a year for sure throw the
Oh, that's
baseball.
humiliating.
And he's like, and he starts throwing. Goes, yeah, I've never really known how to throw
Oh,
a
my,
football.
I can't believe you're talking about this on air.
yeah, this
So-
is embarrassing.
Wow, of all the
Wow.
things you said.
I didn't know I knew anybody, friend of mine or anything that had that dad.
Wow.
That's
I know.
Stunning.
Does he throw like a girl? Does he do that?
I don't remember because I've only thrown.
Can you take video of your old man throwing
Maybe
the
I'll
rock?
try. But I
Yeah.
will say, I was telling Jay when he plays baseball with me, like yesterday, we were doing we started off throwing the catch, and then we were doing grounders, and then
I mean, is it so bad where you're like, hey, Dad, you sure you're right-handed? Is it that bad?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I need video of this.
Okay, I'll try. I'll try.
Because I remember when I was growing up, like my dad, he was kind of a dick because he wouldn't let us play with like Nerf footballs. He had leather footballs, and he
And
threw them to us.
whip 'em in
and
there.
he fucking wailed them at you, and with no mercy. And it was like you'd be, he'd wreck your hands and shit. And then baseball season, it was the same thing. He'd be firing that goddamn ball at you. It was relentless. But he had to break us in and show us how it was done.
Right.
And then there was some sort of softball injury. He was playing in the outfield and dove for a ball or something and landed on a shoulder or something. And all of a sudden, he became that dad
He couldn't throw,
that
huh?
can't. And it was like, Dad, just go inside the house. I don't want the neighbors to see this, because he all of a sudden
Never
all of
got
a
it
sudden-
back?
No, he just didn't have the rotation. So all of a sudden he kind of like threw like a girl, and it was like you see this mountain of a man who all of a sudden, through,
was hard to
through
watch.
injury.
It's hard to watch.
Right.
I don't know that he properly rehabbed, at 45 or whatever. It
Probably
was.
didn't. Probably waylaid the surgeries. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm going to pass on that. I got to go to work.
And to this day, it's like you still can't toss a ball, can you? He's like, no, not really. I was like, oof, that's tough. That's
Well,
tough.
I'll say this. I was actually telling this today too. Like my dad though, he can't not coach. Like I'm not about to make some comeback here, but he's hitting balls. And he's like, no,
Stay down. You gotta stay down.
You gotta step into them and put your hands down. And
He's right.
He is. Everything he said was right. But I'm like, well, there was a few there where I just they were kind of hot, and I didn't get right in front of them, and he's like, I'm like, Dad, look I'm not making some comeback here. I'm scared. I'm not going to step in front of some
Is
ball.
comeback the right word? Because I don't think you were ever there.
Well, I did get,
And
I
then
did get
left.
my last at bat. I will say this: I didn't make any high school games or any teams at all, but I did play travel ball through my sophomore year of high school, and we had a playoff, and my last at bat that I ever played fast pitch baseball we were in the ninth inning, and we were down by 1 or 2 runs with 2 outs, and I did get a single. My last at bat in fast pitch baseball is a single in the ninth with 2 outs. Now,
Really?
somebody else grounded out and we lost, but still, nonetheless,
I was waiting for the
hold your
hero
head
moment.
high.
Nonetheless,
Jesus got a hold of one, took it off the wall, and
No, but
scored,
nonetheless-
scored 2 from first.
I can say I ended on a hit. I ended on a hit with 2 outs in the ninth.
Picked off
So.
at first, but whatever.
Where did you bat in the lineup, E? Were you like
Near the end, but
top 4? We
yeah,
clean up hitter?
no,
or-
near the end, but
Yeah.
I mean, I actually did
Like near the end or the end?
near the. I had one season. Oh my god, I had one season before that season where I think I actually got on base a lot, and I was always fast. So I really could, if I could get infield hits if I got it to the right spot, because I really was pretty fast. But I actually think I got hit more than I got bats. I literally got hit, I think 10 times in a season one year or something, or maybe more.
Why?
I
Crowd
don't-
in the plate,
I
man.
think I knew what I had to. I knew that was the thing I could do. I think I got real close to the plate, and I was.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Were you purposely trying to get tagged?
I wasn't
So I
trying
could
to.
see the opposite, where you're way
Way
outside the
back.
box,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
holding your hands in there.
I don't think I was. I wasn't trying to get hit. I wouldn't lean
Jesus,
into them, but I got hit a lot one year. I got on, and I remember I remember I would get walks or get on.
You ever
get
charge
hit.
the mound?
No.
Oh, Jesus. You're just going to take that? That
I was
sort of
happy
abuse?
to get on base.
I mean, how fast are the pitches at that? I mean,
I
I would
don't-
think, dude, you're facing real pitchers. Sophomore year of high school?
Yeah, I
Travel
mean,
ball?
most of these guys would not have been. Everyone I was playing with wasn't. I mean, on the real team, but they still probably would have been 65, maybe 70. I don't know.
Yeah, I would think. Maybe not 70, but
Maybe in the 60 to 65 range, I guess. I wish I could go back now and see how many hits I got. I'm not kidding. I had a
I mean,
year
you
where
would
it's
think
just I
Jesus
got
would
hit
have
a
been,
lot.
You would have been pretty good, though. I mean, I imagine if you were played all those years, you would probably not have been bad.
You know what? I wish I would have put more into. It's honestly my biggest regret is that I didn't put more into baseball. Just
Yeah,
'cause
me too.
I liked.
Me too.
I don't have any desire. I don't or have any belief I would have gone even into college on any level. But I would have loved to have played high school baseball just because I really did like baseball. I
Yeah.
just
me too.
I don't know.
I know. Me too. It's one of my regrets as well.
Although having
Maybe
said
we
that,
should get going, Ian. We
right.
could see
Well,
if
get
we
a
can't make
softball team
comeback.
going. Oh well.
softball
Actually, having
days
said
passed
that
me
though, because I wasn't good at baseball though, that's where I found running. And if I hadn't found cross country, that really is the best thing I've ever done in my life is
Yeah.
finding cross country.
Yeah.
So it worked out.
Well, some people stick with football, and it is the start of the tackle ball season. I said, did you read the story on Stafford today?
Yeah.
And it's Mitch
Kelly?
Album. I try not to read too
I know.
much.
I don't
want
want to give him a click.
I know, but it is fascinating to read about what their off season was like with her having the brain tumor, and he's talking about how he could have walked away from the game had that been
Yeah.
Because of the situation.
yeah, because she still, they did a story on her the other day too, and it sounds like she still has trouble walking and balance
Wow.
issues 4 months later, after that surgery. Where it was is on the part of the brain, it was balance and stuff like that. They thought it was vertigo at first.
Yeah.
Because she was just getting dizzy and almost falling over at home, and so they went in
And
for
it makes
an
me feel
MRI.
bad honestly, because it is just football, and I get so mad. It's the money we're paying him, and
That would have taken Matt Stafford off our team. Would have been livid.
I wouldn't have been, but like.
I'm being
Yeah, I know.
facetious,
No, I know.
but-
I know. But I'm saying, that's my point, though. I'm saying that in myself, I sit here and in my frustration with the Lions and him making this money, and I'm
At
like,
the same time, you're a Parenthood watcher, so you know that life happens.
Yeah.
exactly.
You're sympathetic to that.
I wonder what
Exactly.
that does to him mentally, because he's probably had, just everything has worked for Matt Stafford his whole life. He's been a champion wherever he's gone. He's been the best and most talented, and he's made all the money in the world. And all of a sudden the brakes get locked up on your life. You got 3 young daughters. You got the twins, and then you got another one that was just born not long ago. Your wife of 4 years gets this diagnosis, and they're like, it's going to be a couple hours surgery, and then they find that she's got some on the auditory part of the brain. There was a I should probably read it. Something or other that they had to work around, an artery that was out of place. And this doctor had seen this really, really rare artery over this part of the brain. Where if you not done right, she'd have been deaf. And so he had seen it one other time in his career, and typical like a doctor, deep dive researches this thing, like this anomaly, like, oh. And so when he saw it again here, he knew exactly what to do and how to do it. And that was his surgeon. And so, but yeah, what went from a few hour surgery turns into, 6, 8, 10, 12 hours, and Matt's just stuck with like a beeper downstairs, waiting for updates.
One of those round restaurant
Right,
things that
right.
lights up when your table's
It's
ready.
vibrating.
That's
Your
what
wife
it
is
sounds
ready.
like. Your wife is ready.
Oh, gotta head up.
And then, so that he's planning, he takes the football season seriously, obviously. And then, the off season, that 4 months for them, it's like relaxation, vacation, and then all of a sudden this in the hospital. Now
Oh, he couldn't take a 4-month vacation.
I know, right? Reading that stuff. And it's funny. It's like they schedule their lives around the NFL season. They make accommodations for training camp, potential playoff games. I'm like,
They do?
Yeah.
Really?
Loosely pencil that in.
Yeah.
Maybe a wild card. Maybe they give themselves 1 week.
Maybe
with
a
a wild
a
card.
light pencil mark around that day.
Yeah.
That day with the X and the L number letters in it. That's not no.
Yeah. He's got it. He's
Late
got it.
January, February is wide open.
Wide open.
I mean, we've booked flights.
right.
He's got it penciled in there. Playoff round 1, wild card weekend.
Yeah, set the
round
DVR. He
Yeah.
doesn't want to miss the game.
And then he comes and he sees his notes later that week, and there's a sticky note on it that just says "ha ha ha" with an arrow pointed
Right.
at, as if, sir, as if. So yeah,
I can't even, the thought that I get it, but like the idea that he's planning around the notion of the Super Bowl, come on.
well,
You think he thinks that? I wonder if he thinks
Probably.
that positively. You think he thinks
Yeah.
it could happen? He
Sure.
probably does.
You
People like
have
that.
to have that mentality.
You're right.
And they do say potential playoff games. Potentially they don't.
Yeah, okay.
if you're the Patriots, you're scheduling through February 2nd or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't dare book a flight before February.
Right.
You're
If
actually probably booking flights in February.
Right.
Well, yeah.
To
Right.
Louisiana or wherever the Super Bowl site
Yeah.
is.
Where's the Super Bowl setting now this
Yes.
year? We'll book our flights now. We get a cheaper rate if we do it now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So he says this hurdle was extremely rare, and we should plug the doctor, the good Dr. Greg Thompson. And so yeah, he was a while before Matt could see her, and now he's like, to see your wife like that, she can't even sit up without falling over, and people are holding her up, and she's trying to learn how to walk again almost, and all this shit. She could have been, and that I guess what's his name, Mitch Albom was asking him like, were you prepared? Like had this gone the wrong way, and it's like, what could the potential problems be? Well, all of a sudden your wife's deaf. Or muscles in your face don't work right anymore, and you get that kind of.
Oh man, I'd rather she be deaf.
Would you?
Yes.
Than that?
Just kidding.
No, but I mean that's.
I don't know, man. Deaf
Do
over.
you not want those muscles to go in her face?
Important muscles. I
She'd
mean,
look weird.
I know, but you could still bob up and down if you had. You'd have to come from a different angle, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not talking about Matt Stafford's wife like this. I'm talking about other people's wives. If they
That's
had-
okay then.
If they had that issue, their mouth went limp like that, or Yeah, I can't see.
Somebody else.
Thomas, somebody else. Anyway, so it'll be. I'm kind of curious to see how that affects, because the next thing you know, he doesn't get a single vacation. You know what I mean?
Didn't get the 4 months off that are
Yeah,
typical.
not really at all. Hardly any relaxation, and then he's right back at spring training.
Wow. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah. Are you excited at all for the? I mean, this is the last day, like these last few hours, that we get to be excited about the NFL season.
No, dude, I'm totally removed from the Lions. So
Yeah.
I want them to win for people around here. I want them to win for you guys. You guys love them. So I enjoy seeing like football highlights, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to kind of see how the season unfolds, but I don't.
You'd be a good Red Zone viewer.
What's
you know, that's DirecTV. They've got I think it's called the Red Zone, and it's like they have like 8 mini screens on the screens. You kind of have to have a pretty good sized TV, but it just picks up the action when the team's in the red zone.
Yeah.
And so you're just watching teams like how they, but picking up on 8 games or whatever at once.
I mean, I can do with the Sports Center highlights, you know, and that's just fine for me.
And they've gotten really detailed with that shit now. Like if there's something happened during a game, you're gonna probably see it.
Yeah.
In on those highlights. So they don't give a ton of time to the Lions. Really.
Crazy.
I noticed that. I was watching a lot of the NTL network, National NTL network, whatever, and they I went 2 days. I don't think they mentioned the Lions by name once.
Oh my gosh.
And the only reason the Lions are being mentioned at all is because they're taking on the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray, the overall #1 pick.
Yeah.
So
Everybody's interested to see how he performs.
yes, there's going to be a lot of eyes watching this game, a lot of people interested, fascinated because of Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
And see what this offense can do and this new coach and blah, blah, blah. So
I can't get over that sometimes. I've talked to Jay about it before, like off the air, like just about that there's this organization. Like you guys always say, like, that like we as fans, we don't even consider that they're like can play for the Super Bowl. But even if the organization, it employs a shitload of people, you know what I mean? And there's people that are working on like just the trainers and this and that, and all these people, and they just work for a team that is just, there's no belief that anything's going to happen, really. Like, I know that they all have to kind of pretend like they do, but it'd just be like if you were working at, any place. Like if you're working at Meijer and they just told you like, oh, we're all part of it, man. And if Meijer does good, they'll do good for all of us. And you'd be like, yeah, whatever, dude. Just let me get through my 8 hours. And
it's never really made sense to me, though, because I don't feel like the Lions are like one of those shit organizations that doesn't want to win.
I do. I know.
Really? You think they don't want to win?
No, that's not it. But I don't think they care at all. You know what? This is just such an old argument.
No,
so
I know, but see, historically, those franchises, the Cardinals famously putting padlocks on the Gatorade machine in the locker room. So if players wanted Gatorade, you had to pay for them. Listening to that 30 for 30 Sterling project, or Sterling whatever affair, Don is in there going, why do I have to pay for their socks? Why do I have to pay for their? Can't they buy their own socks?
Seriously,
he's
that's
asking
awesome.
them is it possible? We're going through so much tape. Can we reuse the tape?
That's
my God.
awesome.
He wants to reuse the tape, used to tape up ankles and shit. That's an owner who is so fucking cheap, nobody wants to play for him.
Yeah, but doesn't a lot of the feeling about the Lions currently go back to like the 60s and 70s? What was it? Russ Thomas was famously the general manager who was, penny pinching and would just, treat players awful. And Clay Ford was viewed as, just on this pedestal, having no knowledge of what the hell was going on. And it was just a poorly run organization during that period, I think.
Yeah.
And so I think that sticks with a lot of the current fans who are still watching them from back in
Really?
those
You
years.
think that's what it is? Because
I think so.
and maybe you're right, but I've been watching them forever, and I don't know that period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's before us, really. In the 80s, Lions had moments, the 90s, when you had Billy Sims in the 80s and Barry in the 90s. I mean, there were moments, and it felt like they went after free agents, like a lot of teams. They're not afraid to, I don't know.
I don't know. It's
It
just my
doesn't
feeling.
seem
It's
like
not,
that.
It's not something you can prove. It's just always been my feeling that they don't. Who wants to lose? Nobody wants to lose. I'm sure she wants to win, but I don't think that they. But
Again, man, not to bring up the beautiful game, but relegation.
Exactly.
The
I would
idea
fucking
of
love
relegation.
it. I'd be okay with it.
And promotion is so fucking awesome.
What do you mean?
In the Premier League, the bottom teams in the league drop out. And you got to
Really?
work
And you have to
yourself
work
back
your way
in.
back into it.
Yes, and if that were the case in the
Lions,
National
whew.
Tackle Ball League, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know, everybody would have incentive to really work to stay in the league and not just draw your check from the great TV deal that the league gets every year.
Yeah. Let's increase the value of these teams like you can't even imagine.
And then there's teams in the next division clawing their way to get into the top
That's
division.
exciting because
Yes.
those games, they need to fucking win.
It's
There's
a great system.
I
and so
love it.
how many chances do you get? Does the worst team in the league get dropped every year?
Yeah, they dropped the bottom 3.
Ooh. Yeah, that's some stakes.
Yeah.
And then where do you go?
How
You
many
just go
are
to
there?
the
How many
shit league?
How many leagues are there then?
Oh, there's
Like,
a
how
bunch
many,
of divisions
No,
below.
but like how many can they fall?
Well, you fall, I think, into the second division, and then
Okay.
you have to be
There's
top.
not a third though, or no?
There is a third,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then can
I
you fall
think
down
it's
to the
I
third?
think it's a system, yeah, all
Okay.
through. I've never
Wow.
tracked a team's
Gotcha, yeah.
plight through that, but
That's kind of cool.
yeah,
I kind of like that
it's just
idea.
it's so fundamentally different, and it motivates teams in a fundamentally different way. I mean, you wouldn't have the complaints that people around here for decades have had.
Yeah.
Because it would just be a different approach by the team.
Because you're right. If they weren't gonna, if they got knocked down to that second league and now they're playing their games on like FS1 or something, and they're not getting that TV deal, and
Yeah.
they're not.
It just doesn't. It wouldn't work with a sport like football. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not going to be around anyway in 10 years. So.
You're probably right. If this sport evaporates before the Lions get a Super Bowl, it'll
That's
kill
fitting.
me. It'll kill me.
I don't. You know what's funny? I'm done. I'm not done completely, but I basically don't watch that much anymore. They got to win and all that stuff. But you are right. If I were to think about the fact that if the NTL ended in 10 years, I'm not removed enough that it would not like really fucking. It would hit me if it was like, okay, unfortunately, something comes out and they're just like, this is it, head injuries, blah blah, and they just make the announcement, last Super Bowl, this is the last hurrah. It would hit me then. I would be like,
Yeah.
fuck me.
Would you
I
care,
really
Jay?
thought it was going to happen. At some point,
Can you imagine, like 3 years after that happens, we haven't had football in 3 years, and it's like we'd all be reminiscing about how much we missed. Remember that game?
Yeah,
remember
football?
Dude, remember when we were growing up? These pussies today don't know what it's like, man.
Yeah.
We fucking played a savage game called football, and dude,
No, I think it'll exist in an environment. I think there's going to be some virtual
Right.
players. I've talked about my speculation on this before,
You think
where
so?
guys are playing in front of green screens and they're doing the athletic moves, but they're not taking the physical toll. I think that's somehow going to be the only way
Really?
that sport ultimately survives.
have you read anything about
No,
that? Or is that
it
just your?
It's just my supposition.
I wonder what it would look like. Like, you know what I mean? Like, would they be playing? Like,
I
would the Lions
guarantee
just be?
people wouldn't be happy.
Well,
It takes
you
some
know,
getting used to,
Well,
Jay,
yeah.
for this new league you're building. I wonder how that would. I'm trying to picture how that would like.
Like, would the Lions just not? You wouldn't have a stadium. They, you know what I mean? They would just like. Would they just play? Like,
I
could
think
they play
sports
from
are going to
anywhere?
be so different
Yeah.
in 50 years.
I know,
mean,
yeah.
you see even just the gaming situation now, the
Sure.
fact that esports exists, the fact that Fortnite paid $3 million or whatever to that champion a couple months ago, the fact that there's being stadiums erected to watch this shit, the fact that my kids' generation enjoys watching video games, and it's something that struck me since they were little, man.
Yeah.
For some reason, they all would gather around each other and be okay watching each other play. You and I never. Like,
Yeah.
when can I play next? Give me it. Nope,
Give
I'm
me
going
it,
to
yeah.
throw the ball until it's my turn. It's
Yeah.
not the case anymore. Something has flipped.
so weird,
and they're
dude.
okay. They're okay with watching these virtual games now. And so I think that it's going to get to the point where this thing is so dangerous, and we're aware so starkly that there's no solution to the helmet problem, that they are going to ultimately have to move
You know what's
to
funny?
something fake,
yeah.
something virtual.
What would happen to me in that case, by the way, is not that I would be this old man going, "Oh, I don't want to watch video games," but we've talked about it in the show. Like, I basically more than anything watch sports for the emotional value of it, the connection. I like going to the stadium, being with 80,000 people, blah blah.
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
don't. If they didn't transition it, if it just was like I sit at home for every possibility, like there's not. Like, I know they're building some stadiums, but how would they do football? Like, you know what I mean? When they do
So they're
football
building
in a-
stadiums where people play. It's on the jumbotron and
Yeah,
people
they're
watch
building
it.
arenas. Yeah.
That's just
I think they got one in Vegas. I think they're building like a really big one in Vegas or
Yeah.
something, like
that-
really
that'd be
high
a good
tech and
spot for
shit.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's scholarships now, college scholarships for e-athletes.
Athletes.
I'm not kidding you.
Dude, that is madness.
Yeah, it's
Madness.
that's one way of putting it.
Yeah. By the way, really quick, Jay, I was thinking about your kid yesterday. when I was watching the
Manfred?
Yeah, when I was watching the bands on the field and in the stands, in the where the band sits at Michigan Stadium or whatever.
Yeah.
And I looked at T-Roy and I was like, man, that's really fucking cool that Manny is going to experience college.
I know.
Like this. I'm like, think about that, dude. You travel with the team. Like
select games. They do 2 games.
Yeah,
They do Ohio
but
State and
bowl
Michigan
games.
this year. Yeah.
You'll do bowl games and shit. Like, think about that college experience.
I know.
How radically different.
I know.
That is for those kids versus, just like your average student.
well,
I mean, he's got to be having a blast.
Game day is
man.
amazing. I never appreciated how much was involved in game day.
Yeah.
For the band, and I know like tons of people don't care about.
I think a lot of people do
you're
in
right
college
about that.
football.
That's what I've realized
College
too.
is so different.
They march they do wherever they do. Like, I don't know how theirs goes, but I know how Michigan goes, and you march through.
It helps set that tone of like it's football day. You hear those drums in the background and something clicks in your head. In large part, I think that's a lot of what's missing in the NFL. It's really sterile.
Yep.
And they just blast Jack White riffs or whatever in the background to fill the time. But you've got that live band and it makes it different. But I mean the game day for them is like there's a practice session before they then go to a tailgate for their section. They have sections of the band depending on what you play, and then you immediately go into more practice, and then you march to the stadium like E said, which is a real traditional thing.
And they're playing while they're marching.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they go in.
The cheerleaders are in front of them or behind them or something. Don't they march like with that whole? Procession? It's probably different at every school.
Yeah, there's a whole processional, but then they go in and they do a pregame, and then and that gets like that's a traditional thing too. Like the pregame is pretty much set. I think for all bands, it's what they do.
Pregame. Whatever their school's thing is, that's what you do.
Yeah, so everybody gets fired up watching that, and then the football team runs out while they're on the field, playing the fight song and shit. And then, like you say, they take their spot in the end zone, and then they play throughout the game.
Yeah,
and then they play a halftime show, which is a unique halftime show every week.
Yeah.
So he learned a new one this week, and they put it on yesterday, and then they do a post game, and then they march back.
Right.
It's like this fucking long day.
Yeah.
And so, to your point, it is an amazingly different experience than certainly I had in college. But it's gonna be a really cool thing for him to look back on.
Oh hell yeah! And I noticed it because, my dad. I remember I'll never forget when I was a kid. He went to a Michigan game, and with one of his buddies, and was like, that was so fucking cool. The atmosphere at a college football stadium is so radically different than an NFL stadium.
Yeah.
He loved hearing the band all the time and the student section doing their shit. Mm-hmm. And I was watching it yesterday and I was paying attention to the bands because I watched college games all day. It was like there was a lot of really good games. Texas LSU, and you had late games with Stanford and blah blah blah. And I'm watching the Texas Longhorns game, and they've just got they don't show a ton of it, but some of the halftime and pregame stuff.
Yeah,
I'm watching, and the band all of a sudden turns into the fucking the cattle logo and the Hook 'em Horns logo, and I mean they've got the detail of the the face, and I mean it was just like these kids are playing and walking into this motion, and then all of a sudden they're the fucking spelling out a word, and then and I'm like, this is really cool.
I'm like most people. Before my kid was involved in it, I sort of like tangentially, oh yeah, the band, whatever, and I knew it was part of the atmosphere. But once I started drilling down on what these kids do, after Manny started spending countless hours doing this in high school and now in college, it's like it really is amazing and cool. Like I've really grown to
the funny thing about it is when you get to college, it's like. And obviously I didn't do it, but I've thought about that for a long time. Like, in high school, even, I don't think they say it anymore, but when I was in 2003, band fag, and shit like that. But it's like, you're a band fag in high school until if you're all of a sudden now you're in Michigan or Michigan State doing the band, then it's like, oh shit, you're playing the Victors, you're playing the fucking Spartan theme song, and then it's like, that's fucking tits. But it's like,
seeing them
all the way up to that.
They show them a lot. The kids in the band get a lot of TV time.
Yeah.
Because, have you seen Manny on anything yet?
I looked yesterday. I didn't watch the game close enough to see, but there was a big shot of, I'm sure if I stopped it and paused it, I could pick them out.
I've got it upstairs. Maybe I'll run through it and see anytime they show the band, see if I can find them.
Well, and Jay said made a great point. Like this year, he was telling me that the two away games to go to are Ohio State and Michigan.
I know, how sweet
and
is
it's like,
that?
He's going to be playing in front of fucking 100,000. There are
He's going to get booed in front of 110,000 people.
Right. There are bands comics that never play in front of 100,000 people.
most
yeah,
comics.
right, and most bands even.
Oh, yeah.
like most bands never do that. And this
No.
fucking kid's gonna be in Ohio State with these grown men. Boo! Fuck you!
suck. Get off the field, Sparty homos.
And he'll have that, man.
Being
He'll
booed
have
without
that.
mercy as they will march into the stadium. That's awesome. I'm one of the little things like, what time do those guys eat? Do they feed them?
No, that's my thing too. Yeah, you get plugged into, like I said, just the length of their game day. It's like, shit, man.
So
It's quite a production.
He's not touchable on game day to dad.
Right,
Like
you see him at the tailgate I mentioned for
Yeah.
40 minutes or something. They're scarfing
Yeah.
down food and then they're off to practice again.
Wow, that's cool, man.
It is fun.
So cool. I'm gonna have to go to one of those games, dude, and see him. I know my dad was at the Michigan game yesterday, as a matter of fact. But I want to go to one. I don't like going to games that much anymore. But I was telling T yesterday, I was like, dude, this season, let's pick a spot somewhere and go to a fucking game. Because
Go to MSU homecoming.
No, I
A lot
want to
of
go
people
out
are
of
going.
state. I want to go to
Oh, okay.
Stanford or
Gotcha.
Arizona or somewhere, that can be relatively cheap because I can stay with family and stuff and friends.
Nice.
But go to a stadium, maybe catch an NFL game and a college game, but somewhere I haven't been. I've never been to an Arizona game. I've been to Arizona State, but I don't think I've been to a Stanford game. I'm like, dude, let's go to a Stanford game.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
They've got a great band, speaking of bands.
Yeah.
Hey, Hamlin Pubs is inviting you to their 6 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs' great food, their drinks, their atmosphere. Whether you're watching the game with your buddies or out for a meal with your family, it's always a great time at their Rochester, Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 Shelby Township locations, as well as their newest location in Richmond.
Speaking of colleges and school spirit, I got a story here about this elementary kid, and they don't name the student. He's a little guy, and they were having one of those like, what is it like? Oh yeah, wear your colors, college colors day, and this guy's he's a Florida kid, but he's a big Tennessee fan, and so he doesn't have a Tennessee sweater or sweatshirt,
He
t-shirt.
drew his own.
He made his own, and then he got made fun of.
You
This story almost made me cry. I was fucking feeling bad for him. I was like, oh man, little guy. He's sitting there, and all the girls start making fun of him, and so he's sitting at the table and he's crying. He was devastated.
What did he do, like UT or something across the front of his shirt?
Yeah, he had an orange T-shirt.
Yeah.
And for days, hold on,
Okay.
for days leading up to this, he was so excited. He's like, well, I don't have a Tennessee shirt. I'm like, what kid's a super fan of Tennessee? Come on, mom, dad, you could get those for like $2 on,
That's the only thing I was saying. Like, I'm not trying
Like you
to be
could
like
go to
money
a thrift store and find one for $1.
I'm not trying to be a money snob, but like in most states, like if I really wanted a cheap Michigan shirt and like I couldn't afford the
All right,
M10,
He's living in Florida.
right?
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, okay.
That'd be like us, you going, hey, why doesn't he have a Wisconsin
Okay.
shirt?
Shit. Okay.
Go get a Wisconsin shirt. Yeah,
still-
obviously you can order one, but
Yeah. Okay. But you still could go on eBay or something and find. Well, okay.
So this teacher posts a picture of his homemade
UT.
UT
Why would the teacher?
T-shirt.
Well, there's a happy ending, E. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
And she also said, look, I'm planning on getting him a Tennessee T-shirt, but was hoping anyone connected to the school could make it a little extra special for him. I know kids can be cruel. I'm aware that it's not the fanciest sign, but this kid used the resources he had available to him to participate in Spirit Day. Yeah, he used everything he had. The University of Tennessee ended up hearing about this. Can we see the shirt, E?
yeah.
So he took a 8.5
8.5
by
by
11
11.
page piece of paper and basically wrote on it and then taped it to his shirt.
Did he staple it? It looks like he
I know. I was trying to
stapled the damn
see
thing.
how it's on there. Does it say tennis?
Pinned? Did he glue it? Is that like hot glue gun?
I
Mark,
don't
I don't
know.
know.
Do they on their official jerseys have University in Tennessee written on the side like that?
University of. See the O next to the university
okay.
and the F? So that's his design. Do you think he put A for effort on this?
I mean, sure.
I mean,
Did
it
what he could.
looks. How old is this kid? If this kid's 3, I say we're good with that. If that kid's 7 or 8,
Yeah.
You know?
That's 7 or 8 right there.
Yeah.
that's 7 or 8. That's what
Yeah.
a 7 or 8-year-old is capable of artistically.
I mean, the notion of, oh, I don't have a shirt, but I'll put it on a piece of paper and then pin it to a shirt. That's That's 7-year-old
Yeah,
thought process.
I'm not there yet. I'm talking about the design itself.
Yeah, I know. It's not great. You know, he could have taken a little time to color it in. It's obviously he just scrawled through. Oh, I got a big block T. I got to fill it in.
I mean, wouldn't he have been better off with a white T-shirt and then a white 8.5 by 11 and then orange U and T?
Yeah, but he's just thinking, they're orange, you know?
That's probably,
white
that's
piece of
probably
paper.
easier to do the way he did it.
So when I told my students about this day a week before, this particular child came to me and told me that he wanted to wear a University of Tennessee shirt, but he didn't have one.
What is that? Like, he's got a logo he half covered up,
I
like
know.
Walker Landscaping or something.
Yeah. The back of it probably has a fucking 800 number so you can get your lawn manscaped.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I don't
worse.
have one. We discussed that he could wear an orange shirt to show his spirit. He told me every day leading up to that, I got an orange shirt I'm going to wear. When the day finally arrived to Isis, he was so excited. Oh, he was so excited to show me his shirt.
I can feel it.
After lunch, he came back to my room, put his head on his desk, and started sobbing.
Man, I actually do feel shitty.
Why?
Because it's terrible.
I know. And he just starts crying. Some girls at the table next to him, who they note, didn't even participate in College Colors Day. Yeah. Bitches. They'd made fun of his sign that he'd attached to his shirt. He was devastated. After the university heard about this shirt, the campus store shared an image of the design as a piece of official merchandise, writing, "Sharon, a Florida elementary student's volunteer pride by wearing his design on your shirt, too."
Is he getting a royalty?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I want that shirt.
It's pretty sweet.
Isn't that kind of dope, dude? See, when it's done right.
Yeah, when you take it off the 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and print it on a shirt, it's kind of cool. Jesus, don't you love it?
Yeah, maybe I
wear
should
that
buy
shit.
it. Maybe I should buy that. I wonder if it's still available.
This
followed
kid better be getting kickbacks. Honestly, he better be getting a royalty from this.
Dude, I know, but they followed up confirming sales of the T-shirt had crashed their website. Thank you, Vol Nation. Currently, our website has crashed due to the overwhelming support. Once our server restarts, we anticipate the issue to be resolved. Then they sent him what he got, his pay. It's like an elephant working in the
This is
in
like
the circus.
a damn Jackie Childs freaking settlement here for the
Yeah.
coffee. No, he needs money. This kid should be getting royalties from this, and he should sue them if he doesn't.
That's his art design. Did they even give him credit on there? I don't even know his name. This fine young artist is getting fucked. They sent him a box with
I was gonna say, is
some
this
T-shirts
it?
and a hat.
Is this all that's it? Like, this is just a picture that showed up, so I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah,
Look.
that's what they sent him.
Wow.
Not
yeah.
bad.
I
Not
mean,
bad.
it is nice, but I'll take the fucking money, like Jay said. Yeah. I mean, so much that it crashes their network, and he gets a foam finger and a few little trinkets that cost them like how much dollars in
I do
sweatshop
like
money.
the mini helmet. I like the mini helmet.
Yeah, mini helmets are pretty sweet.
Yeah, mini helmets are dope. What is that down at the bottom? All those bags. What's in those bags?
I don't.
That almost looks like a big brown dildo down there. doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I think they gave him a big brown dildo.
Right there?
Yeah.
Look at the ball sack. See it?
Yes, there's a hanging
Look at that.
ball sack.
Suction cup on the back of that thing.
They sent him multiple dildos. It appears.
Or
Funny
a
how-
bong. I can't just
Yeah, it could be a bong. They maybe sent him a bong. Yeah,
several bongs.
yeah.
I mean, are they actually guns, like Tennessee Volunteers? Are they wooden guns? Like, I'm not trying
No,
to.
I'm thinking they're dildos.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I think
never mind.
black-tipped
Of course,
dildos.
Obviously.
Yeah,
My
a
bad.
seat cushion.
So what? For the game he's never going to be able to go to?
Looks like they sent him one of everything on their website. You know?
No, I think they sent him one of everything that was about to go into their bin
Yeah.
for like 75% off.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of like alumni, T alumni and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
There's probably like, hey, to accept this delivery, just sign our waiver of your rights to your trademark right here.
No, what they're doing, and this is such bullshit to me. Because I was thinking the same thing. Wow, this kid's going to make a mint. They're going to send him a check
There's no
for $1
talk
million.
of this. There's no talk about contributing to some fund, something, a charity.
These give him to a game and put him in a suite or
Clearly
something?
got
They
Asperger's,
confirmed.
right? Can we give some money to Asperger's?
Proceeds from the shirts would go to an anti-bullying foundation. Not good enough. No, yeah, you send the message by cutting this son of a bitch a check,
Did the kid agree to that? I know, man.
right? It's like, whoa. No. This is my design you're selling, you sons of bitches. I didn't give you permission. Now you're going to donate all the proceeds not to the artist, but to a fucking anti-bullying
Can you
foundation.
imagine if the conclusion of this story is actually that the kid gets a lawyer and tells him to shut that shit down?
Hell yes.
Awesome.
You know, the full circle of just
Right.
absurdity.
They try to do something special,
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's throw it on a shirt. And
He's like, no, that's great, the foam finger and all, but you
Yeah.
got to pay me or shut that shit down.
I need to see lawyers.
Cease and desist order.
Cease and desist order, and lawyers are demanding to see the financial records from the University
Yeah.
of Tennessee to find out exactly how many shirts sold, how much they were going for, what the net profits
I
were.
could see it going there.
Would he honestly? Jay, I just don't know. Would he really for real? Because I mean, he's using technically their brand on
Using
his.
their mark.
So does he have?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean that's a good question. I don't know anything about copyright and trademark law, but yeah, he's
is
delving
this-
into their mark.
Is this? I mean, he's using the name University of Tennessee.
He
But
made
that's
a
not-
one-off. They're the ones that took this next level.
Right.
They did not have to do this. They did not have to make
Yeah,
this
they
an
sold it.
official.
Right. That's a
they
good
made
point.
this an
It's not
official
him selling
item.
it.
And by the way, it'd just be the right fucking move anyway. They shouldn't even have to be asked to do it.
What's a classy move? We all get a little piece. We all get a little taste.
Yeah.
Tennessee makes theirs, without the power of the university behind it.
I
It
think you
doesn't go
contact
anything.
his representatives and see if there's some sort of, can we give him 20%?
I was gonna say 10 or 15
and then we
or-
go 10% to a bullying thing.
I don't know if he's got a representation at this stage of the game, but
He ought to.
I bet lawyers are contacting the family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's going to be lawyers out there.
Get Bill Ogden on this.
Right.
Yeah.
Ogden legal triage.
Dude, we would follow this case because they'd have to.
Triage that, Ogden.
Right.
I would follow this case every day in court. They'd have to blur the little kid's face out on all the shit because he's underage. But I'd follow this like crazy. The mom, they see the problem is they're not saying any of their names because I'd call the mom. We would call the mom, get a hold of her,
Yeah,
and be
what,
like,
what are you passing on here? Yeah, the foam finger's great and all, and the
I-
several dildos or bongs or whatever those were in the bags. But come on,
but look, does he really need a alumni mug? I mean, what is that really worth? A lot of that appeared to be not anything I would buy from the store. I think I saw a ruler in there.
ruler.
What appeared to be a seat cushion. The A for effort from Tennessee. They sent you some shit, but gee, I don't know, a signed jersey,
Look.
helmet, some shit like that would have been nice.
It's a nice feel-good story, but the fact is, it's rendering profit,
yeah,
and the right people need to be paid here.
and
And
you know,
the donation, by the way, it just says a donation to the bowling.
Yeah.
How much?
Proceeds.
Right.
Proceeds,
Proceeds of
yeah.
it. How much and where? Like, show us exactly what bowling place
not
that
just
went
proceeds. I want all seeds, all of
to.
them,
Right.
Every seed.
going to him. And if I'm being honest, Jay, this almost feels like an extension of the bullying he already went through. He's just being bullied by the university
At a higher
now.
level.
Yeah, I mean, talk about anti-bullying
My
efforts.
God.
This kid's being bullied, strong-armed by a fucking university that's not paying him for his design.
Save it for the judge. That's exactly what you'd say, though.
Yeah.
Your Honor, this started with bullying in the classroom, and it ended with bullying in the classroom.
Yes. I mean, dude, can you imagine like the idea of no good deed? You know what I mean? Like in the end, Tennessee has to cough up a shitload of money. It's a big stain on the school for not paying. It's like, fuck it, never again, never again. We've learned our lesson now.
Yeah.
You can't do anything right and make everybody happy. Well, you pissed off the Detroit cast. Now they won't shut the hell up about it. Now this kid's barking down our backs. With
I
his
wonder for
attorneys.
real if there was a guy that sat there and said, "Ooh, we could make some money off this." Like if you, and literally with that intent, like no intent to
Yeah.
kind of like, help the kid. Nothing. We'll send him a few fucking things. Let's see what happens
It's like,
here.
this is perfect PR
right.
here. Yeah,
Twitter
this is
world,
a
go
great
viral.
story.
It looks like we're helping,
Yeah.
but we're not really helping.
Yeah.
It's marketing in
Because
2019, man.
that shit that they send them doesn't even cost them shit.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's
No, I
basically
know.
free.
No,
like, it's just sitting in
it's
their
a-
fucking store, and like Mike said, no one's even buying it.
Made
So,
in China.
Well,
Right.
what they did, if you look at that image again, the one with the dildos and all that stuff.
Or bongs, whatever.
Yeah, they went for a show, and they thought they'd overwhelm with the amount
Yeah.
of garbage.
here, yeah, we'll
I mean,
back it up.
what is that? A popcorn holder?
Oh, I know. Front and center, yeah.
What is that?
It's-
Does that hold wings?
Right. I think you're right. It is like a plastic wing. It's a reusable.
Yeah.
Granted, but it is. It's a wing or popcorn bowl.
And those are cheap ass palms on the left.
Yeah.
You know.
What do you say? $60 total?
No,
Maybe.
I think it'd be more like 100.
I'm not saying
150.
retail.
Oh, what it's costing? Oh,
They've got more in packaging than they do
20.
merch.
Yeah.
I mean, is that an Iowa Hawkeye shirt thrown in the middle of that
wow.
thing?
Yeah. What the hell is that?
Maybe that's their alternate uniform thing. I'm not sure.
Nike went crazy with Tennessee, huh? Turned them black and yellow.
Yep.
It says Tennessee on it.
Okay.
It is black and yellow.
God, do those
say
look
so.
like a pair of balls?
That's a pair of balls. It is, dude.
I mean,
That's a
those-
dildo and a pair of balls. And they sent multiple of them.
They just went through the list of items like you said. They're like, oh, what doesn't sell that much? What if we had been having a hard time get off the shelves?
Yeah, that's what that stuff looks like to me. Otherwise, there would be an official jersey on there,
Yeah.
an official helmet, a football, an actual football.
Be a lithograph of the stadium.
There you go,
lithograph,
huh?
guys.
Could we not wrangle up pass the football around the fucking locker room and have
Yeah.
everybody sign it? No, let's give him a dildo with a hanging ball set. It says Tennessee on it. Good enough. This kid's being relentlessly bullied. He's being trolled by Tennessee at this point.
Hey, get a 2-pack of My Pillows Premiums for $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow, which is the lowest price ever offered on podcast, radio, or TV. This offer is only available at mypillow.com, of course.
Yes.
But you must use the promo code TDC.
My wife's really going to be upset about this. Did you hear about this Ohio daughter? And this is a safety issue, Jay. I bring it up to you because I know you've got Manfred away at college now. This daughter comes home to surprise her mom. Surprise visit home for mom.
Oh, she shot her, right?
The mom pulled out a 38 and fucking
Yeah.
shot her.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was her. Wasn't
Wow.
expecting anyone.
So, I mean, you weren't expecting anyone. So,
Well, you come
Well, it's
creeping
an
into the
intruder,
house.
man.
Come creeping
Well-
into the house at night. You hear noises.
how did she? Okay, I guess.
And so she just pretty good shot by the mom. Took her 38 special out. Boom, put a bullet right into her daughter's arm. 18-year-old daughter. She said she saw a shadowy figure like ding, 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 ding across the hall or whatever. She was like, fuck that. Boom.
I could see how that could happen, yeah.
Yeah, so if there's an intruder in your house, if you feel like it,
I'll have to have a safe word with Manfred.
yeah, but if he's trying to surprise
trying to
you, I mean, he's
surprise
trying to like, hey, Dad.
Hey, Manny, don't surprise me. You might
Yeah,
get shot.
you might get
will have
shot.
to be the advice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The mom didn't do anything wrong here, did she? Someone's in the house. She doesn't know.
What I mean, I guess I'd have to know. Like,
Yeah,
I
the
know it's
lighting
dark, but like,
situation.
how dark was it? What time was it?
Well, she was only shot in the arm.
I know, but,
it's
like,
only
we-
about 8 inches to the face.
well,
so
that's another thing.
from the
If
arm.
she's not, like, if it's not a fatal thing, like, if it is just an arm thing, is it a lot less? Like, is that seen as a lot less? Is like a crime? Like, you know what I mean? Is a crime? Like,
Isn't it-
shooting a person in the arm versus?
Isn't
Yeah,
it-
I mean, it's good that she didn't die, yes.
Isn't shooting someone lower than the knees or something less? I thought like
A bright line as to what you're going to be charged with.
Yeah, I thought so. Like there is a.
I need to know
difference.
though. I would need to know like the time. Like, was it 3? I mean, was she 3 in the morning and she's trying to like I
Was
said,
she coming in through a window?
Right.
Yeah, well-
Doesn't she have a key to the door?
She's 18. The mother was alone in the bedroom when she heard noises from inside the house. The mother became startled as she was not expecting anyone to come over. The mother said she then saw someone running into the bedroom, at which point she fired her 38
Running
special.
into.
So she's running in to surprise mom. Hey, I'm home from college, mom. Boom, boom. Shoots her in the fucking arm. So 911 calls made by the boyfriend describing the injuries to the dispatcher. My girlfriend just came home from college. Her mom didn't know. Like, honestly, she accidentally shot her, and we don't know what to do. It's pretty bad. Officers arrive. They find the 18-year-old soaked in blood with a towel around her arm, wandering around in the driveway. And so, yeah,
There's potentially no charges, E.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's what I was trying to ask. Like, is there a chance that it would just be like, yep, just
Yeah.
mistake and blah blah blah?
do you think that it would have been better if the daughter was armed herself and
Shot back?
And then, I mean, we know the only way to stop someone with a gun is with a gun.
Right.
So if the daughter was armed up too, she could have defended herself, but she couldn't in this situation. You know
I
what
do
mean?
want to know what time it was. I don't know. I'm shocked they don't say that. Like,
Yeah, it says. Let's see. Came back from college, according to reports. The mother was alone in the bedroom. Blah blah blah. It was around. The police were called around 9 p.m.
see,
It's not late enough,
I
is
don't
it?
know. That's
How dark is it at 9 p.m. on August 30th?
where was this again?
Ohio. Girard, Ohio.
It's darkish, yeah.
Yeah.
It's dark-ish, but that's when the call was made.
Which means it happened at like 8.
Well, no, it probably didn't take an hour for 911 to be called.
Never know.
Well,
Okay, so 8:30.
if I shot you at 8:30, don't you think if I haven't called 911 within 5 minutes, I'm kind of an asshole, right?
Yeah, let's say the shot occurred 2 minutes before.
Fine.
Just in
Okay.
fairness.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, don't you think? All right, Jay, if I shoot E, like, would you give me 2 minutes to
Yeah,
go
I
over
mean,
and
look-
go, oh my God, E, holy shit, that looks painful. You gonna be okay? He's crying, and I throw him a towel, and then I call 911.
Okay, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Like, we're not gonna sit there and discuss it for an hour. Like, what were you doing? You startled me. Oh my God, that's not
Okay.
the time.
There might be
and
some
or place.
blame thrown around in that. Yeah,
but 9
well-
o'clock does seem still a little early. Like I know the sunset in this area is around 8 right now where we are, so I don't exactly know in Ohio where it was, but
But it flips
That's what
quick
sounds-
though, right?
Yeah.
The sun going down.
It does.
Like,
it's dark.
August 30th though.
It's
talking
dark.
about-
It's not
oh,
1 a.m.
August
dark.
30th.
Talking about 8-9 days ago. 8-9 days ago, it was definitely lighter later.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine.
I mean,
I know it was a mistake, by the
If
way.
it was a overcast night, it can appear much darker earlier.
Look, I know it was a mistake. I just be
Where was
interested
the
to know
moon?
how dark
Full?
it was.
Full moon? That's a great question. We need to know what the moon status was.
What is the moon cycle right
Was
now?
it raining? Was it a downpour in Girard, Ohio at about 9 p.m. on August 30th?
Does she have sconces in her hallway? These are all questions.
Yeah, great question. Were the lights on in the hallway or the bedroom?
I know there's
How
this
quickly-
assumption, that it's pitch dark.
Right. That's
If you were laying in bed with Gab, I'm assuming you're both nude, just got finished, whatever, and Manfred comes running down the hallway into your bedroom, how long would it take you to register that's Manny? Because if you heard some noises, you grab your gun.
Not that long of a hallway. He'd be upon us in no time.
He comes upon you guys, gross. But if he went, like, surprise.
Yeah.
Would you?
I'd
and you had your
immediately
gun
know
up,
it's Manny.
You would.
Yeah.
You wouldn't shoot
I
first.
know from the manner of the ha.
Yeah. What if he didn't? If he,
I know
if he-
Manny's ha.
What if he crept in?
If he crept in, hooded
What
up
day
proper.
was
Hoodie?
it? Did you
Like,
say?
I'm gonna surprise my folks.
August
This is gonna be
30th.
great.
I think August 30th was a full moon.
Oh wow.
Boy, this is not
The
good for
moonlight
mom.
is.
Moonlight is bright in the
shining
summer. Wow.
Does she have white walls reflecting off those white walls? My God.
Yeah, we need
Any
to know. if the-
skylights?
Skylights. Oh God. If she's got skylights, she needs to go to jail. If she's got blinds that were drawn, jail.
Yes.
Yeah, she just wanted to kill her daughter.
Glad she's a bad shot.
Yeah, no shit.
Flesh wound.
It's just a flesh wound. Why don't we'll get some email in a second here, Jay. Have you been following Antonio Brown at all?
You know,
Do you think this is going to work
Just-
for him?
SNMH. Yeah, I do think it's going to work for him.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's just crazy. I don't know I don't know enough about the situation to throw around blame or this and that. Oh, this guy did it. He's a dick. He shouldn't have done that. Or the Raiders are idiots. I don't know.
For those
But
that
it's
don't
just-
know, he's the wide receiver he was with Pittsburgh for 7 years, 8 years, 7-time Pro Bowler. A lot of people believe he's the best wide receiver in football.
signs as a free agent with the Raiders.
Yep.
And then over the summer, we talked about this a little bit. He's bitching about his helmet, having to replace his helmet.
He's the one that burned his feet really bad in the cryo chamber thing over
So
the
he's been
summer.
a pain in the ass to the Raiders, but some of that is just diva wide receiver-ness.
Yeah, but getting into it with your GM and calling him a cracker.
And then apparently there's a recorded call. He recorded John Gruden on a call.
Yeah.
And put that into a hype video. I mean, it all seems just like comical. But I do think it's probably going to work out for him because he's a good player and he's going to a really good team, the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Out of
But
nowhere,
it's just
of
a
course.
crazy league. It's just a crazy situation. Like, what?
These are
Like,
grown adults.
yeah.
Dude, it sounds like he and his agent hired a team of social media experts to help him craft posts to get released by the team. Like he's posting videos and all kinds of shit. And it's like, yeah, sometimes people just need new beginnings, his agent said. I'm like, yeah, he just got one.
I know.
He's been here a
what is
month.
he-
What are you
Why
talking
did he
about?
sign with
Can't wait
them
for
then?
game one with the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, you fucked the Raiders so hard, dude. And they, this is a giant storyline. If you were watching Hard Knocks, the team's put up with a lot of shit. And, when you don't show up to practice or you're not at a meeting, they fine you for that. You can be fined hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So the deal is he got fined hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that then took away his guaranteed money on that 7-year contract. He signed like a 7-year contract and got like $29 million up front, and that negated, when he got fined for those issues, that negated the upfront money. So he was like, shit.
Really?
Yes.
Is that what they said?
Yes.
Wow. So he posted,
was like, I want out now.
He posted an image of the letter that Mike Mayock, the GM, had sent him saying you're fined $200,000. And then when he saw him at practice, called him a cracker and punted a ball and said, fucking fine me for that.
grown adults getting paid
yeah.
this kind of money. This
Yeah.
is their job.
Do you have the video, E?
You hope a lot of this is an act to
I
just
know.
become that
Right.
next guy in the NFL that
I-
Ocho Cinco or whatever was for years, that your guy at the Niners was for years.
Oh,
There's
Terrell
always
Owens?
one. Yeah. There's always one of these guys, and hopefully some of this is just an act to fill that current void of guys like that.
It's just selfish, and the Raiders, this was their big splash investment guy. You know what I mean? Like their
Yeah,
quarterback
they forewent other players to sign this dude who's
Yeah.
not on their team now because he's a douchebag.
and didn't play it down with them and didn't get to practice enough with them. But you're building your franchise around that piece, that jewel with Carr as your quarterback. Like you're putting that together, and to have this thing fall apart, he apparently gave some tearful, emotional apology to the team, and then it was like, oh yeah, Gruden says he's playing Monday night. He'll be playing Monday night, and then all of a sudden he wants to get cut. He's posted something like "cut me now," and then they're filming this of him when he finds out the news he's been cut. Mm-hmm. Want to see his reaction? Go ahead, Aegis.
They lost it. Let me see it.
Look at Adam Schefter.
The Raiders free.
He's free. He's free. Yay.
How absurd to me. I get that.
Oh! The freedom bell ring got me flying like a free.
You had the freedom last year.
Like an eagle.
Where the hell is he?
Let's go. Free. Let's go. Oh, I'm free.
At home. I mean, that looks like his backyard where he's got some turf and a ball machine.
Yeah, his backyard though has a dope
Grandma,
pool.
they freed me. They freed me, Grandma. Oh, God is the greatest.
God,
is
don't
the
bring God into
I
this.
know.
God's like, don't
Yeah.
bring me into this shit.
God's like, I don't give a shit about your little tackle ball sport, kid.
Especially with what you just did. Like, come on.
No,
Yeah.
here's the issue. A suspension of Antonio Brown would wipe out $29.125 million in guarantees. If the Raiders follow through on their reported plan to suspend, so this is before the suspension 3 days ago, it could end up being extremely expensive for Brown, and it could give the Raiders significant flexibility during and after the coming season. Brown's new contract with the Raiders carries with it $30.125 million in fully guaranteed money at signing. He already has earned $1 million signing bonus. The other $29.125 comes in the form of 2019 salary, 2020 salary. Assuming that a suspension would void the guarantees, the Raiders would be able to cut Brown at any point and owe him nothing further. They could even do it now, turning the Brown experience into a $1 million mistake.
Really?
Yeah, so it was just a funky contract thing that got them out of. If
And
they're
it's pretty standard, I think, what the wording in his contract, that this is pretty common.
so
you know?
so if there's enough to suspend the guy, which presumably is up to them, then
Oh,
they can
yeah.
get out from under this guaranteed money. If that's standard in any NFL contract, then there's
Yeah.
an out for every player, for getting every player out from guaranteed money.
Wow.
If you're an organization, if
Yeah.
that's standard.
I
You,
think it
you
is.
just go, yeah, you're suspended. Now he could grieve it, and it could go, through the grievance process and figure it out that way.
You could write us about it. And,
Yeah, we'll throw you on the clock.
pussy old man, whatever. We'll even give him more than 30
No, but
seconds.
that's ultimately why he wanted the hell out from there, because he was like, oh shit, they can cut me at any time, and this is no longer guaranteed money.
So okay. So I can't just behave like a fool going forward. Now this is triggered.
Yeah,
X.
this
And
ability
so-
to cut me at any time and not have guaranteed money.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I guess I get it from his perspective on that point, but dude, can't people just be adults? Like, I mean, he had the choice. He went to another team. He signed something. I don't know the whole story, but what was
Yeah.
he doing? Why did he sign for them then? Why didn't he?
Seems crazy.
But the Patriots have a track record of taking guys like this on. Josh
Randall
Gordon.
Moss.
Randy Moss. There's a few guys that they've done this with, and the Patriots are just an organization that's run differently than everybody else, and it's this, it doesn't. I don't know that it bodes well for a guy like Antonio Brown, because the Patriots way, when they talk about it's the Patriot way, is a very we way of doing things, not a me. So they talk about how one day a guy can throw 40 times and it's the quarterback's day. The next week maybe he throws 10 times. Maybe guys get benched for presumably no reason because the matchup they like better is with this guy's talent today. And nobody bitches about that. How much is Antonio Brown going to like?
Well, people asked the same question of Randy Moss, and he did swimmingly. So I guess you just have to wait and see.
Didn't win a Super Bowl? No, I know. But going into that, but Randy Moss was always about the football.
Yeah.
Randy could talk on the sidelines, but he wasn't a guy that was suspended or a trouble in the locker room. Teammates liked him, right? I don't remember Randy Moss being a real.
don't know.
I thought he was kind of
I
a
figured he
cocksucker.
probably was, yeah.
But maybe that's just an assumption.
Doing the push-ups in the driveway.
No,
That's
that
Terrell
was
Owens.
Oh, that was
Owens.
Terrell Owens. My bad.
Yeah. Terrell Owens, not a different story. He could
Okay.
be a headache in the locker room.
I don't
I
know.
think
Who
Randy
knows?
Moss, my recollection at least, is that he was viewed as a cocksucker.
Really?
Yeah, you don't.
I don't have enough to. You know what? I just don't remember. Honestly.
I know
It's
he
just
got.
a general recollection.
He's the one that dropped in the draft because of weed, smoking weed. Him and Warren Sapp.
Looking back
famously.
at that, not looking at that.
And
like weed.
we could have had him. We took Terry Fair, I believe, in that draft, which was better for the Lions in the long run. Anyways, yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway,
Well, if what you say is true, that this is just standard in the NFL, that hey, if you suspend someone, you as an organization are no longer obligated to pay guaranteed money. Every organization is going to look for reasons to suspend guys that they have buyer's remorse with.
Yeah.
They go, oh shit, we shouldn't have signed so and so to such a big contract. Let's just watch him carefully, find some breach of something, and then suspend his ass.
yeah, that's a pretty savage way of going about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's probably more. There's more protection for the players than that. You and I certainly aren't researched enough on it to know. But my guess is, players are not going to sign something that, for any reason, you could be suspended, and then that voids. Like the players' union's not going to put up with that. Agents aren't going to do that.
Weak players union. Who knows
Yeah.
what their contract says?
Yeah, true. But I don't know. Interesting. So, anyways, let's get to some emails.
We do have some
Jay. We
email.
gotta get-
Before we get to that,
Go on.
we have received posts
Oh, for the
God.
love.
from one Tony the Cat.
What?
Another in the series of Tony's.
He's had a big year. Tony's had
summer.
a big year this year.
Really has.
I wonder if he enjoys it,
I really believe that he does.
or if it's stressful on his little body.
I think that there's moments that are like that, but like the last time when we were camping, for example, in Mackinac, my parents had a day on a Sunday where they wanted to go into town a little bit, and I was just so tired from the Saturday. And I was like, you know what? I'd be rather chill at the campsite, and this way I can actually watch Tony, so you don't have to have him in the
Sure.
car. And dude, I even took him out a little bit, and he loved sitting in the fucking tent. Like he just sat in that tent, and then he walked outside and walked around, and
Yeah.
I think he dug it, man. I think he dug it.
Well, according to this
Well,
post,
let's see what he says. I guess
It says, I walked the Mackinac Bridge one step at
yeah.
a time.
Whoa.
Dear Mike and Jay, my first camping trip. I did not walk the bridge. No cats allowed, apparently.
I guess not.
But Mom met the governor on the walk. Is this true?
Yeah, my
Mrs.
mom
Fady
got a
met
my mom
Gretchen
got a
Whitmer.
she got a selfie with her actually. Yeah, she didn't walk. My mom didn't walk the bridge, but she like kind of drove us up to the area and
Sure.
then she walked back.
Well, according to this post, it is tradition that the governor be present.
It is.
Yeah, the Mackinac Bridge Walk is
was
an
always-
annual event held
sorry.
at every Labor Day since 1958, in which people can walk the length of the Mackinac Bridge. Walkers are traditionally led across by the governor of Michigan. I didn't know that.
You know what's funny? Back in
No.
the day when Engler did it, Engler was he
see
was
it.
known for like starting it and then
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
jumping in
Engler.
the car a little bit,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then he
Portland.
didn't walk the 5
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah,
you know,
no chance was he walking.
right.
5 miles.
Granholm did and stuff, but Engler, fuck no.
Yeah, it is a pretty bridge.
I fucking love the Mackinac Bridge, so I'm obsessed
Beautiful expanse.
Yeah, I'd like it more if it was red.
with it. Nah, I like the color. I think it's how it
Golden
is.
Gate-ish.
No, I'm kidding you.
I know. Well,
Tony's handwriting stinks.
Okay, NFL Bob sends us an unfortunate picture.
Oh no, is that a dildo?
Yeah, that's a big black dildo on the side of a road.
Nice. Why did he put it there?
NFL Bob writes in, Groucho, Chico, and Harpo, start the grievance clock. People who throw big black dildos out their car window, stop the clock. This dildo has been on the side of the road on Adams, just south of Big Beaver, for going on 5 days as of today.
Well, I mean, I don't know how often this happens to make a ruling.
So wait a minute. Is this a suction that you can stick it to a wall and then just kind of back your ass up into it?
Looks like it.
Have him send it to us. E, you want to take it for a spin? Is that the veiniest black cock you've ever seen?
That's definitely veined up proper. What's with the texture on the nutsack too?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that pubed? Is that supposed to be like black pubes?
I guess. Thank you, Bob, for that. Guess that must be in Bob's regular walking route or something. Keep us updated though.
Keep us abreast.
It'd be good to know how long the black dildo remains.
Who chucks a black
I don't know how these things happen.
and a perfectly good one? I mean, you would think that the party that bought that would not want to lose that.
Yeah, it doesn't look all chunked up or anything. You know what I mean?
But I mean, it could have been another party bought. Maybe it's the person who was using it liked it. Someone found it, like, fuck you, using this big black dildo on
Wow,
yourself.
E.
And chucked it. That's
Quite a backstory.
Right?
Wouldn't you garbage that thing though? I would think if
No,
you wanted
if
to
it
get
was-
rid of it, you would
See, you
throw it
say
in the
that, but
garbage.
No, you're with your girl, and all of a sudden you find out she's got this big black dildo, and you're like, "Fuck you!" When I go
I feel
home,
like
you know,
this was the plot of something. Honest to God, I think he's onto
and he
something.
just why would he care? He's not going to worry about baggaging it up. He's just going to fuck you, bitch.
Dude, I think this was the plot of some movie or something where a boyfriend found it and chucked it out the window.
Really?
Yeah, this is ringing a bell, but
No, I think you're thinking of John Wayne Bobbitt.
no.
His girlfriend chucked it out the
That's
window.
a
Yeah.
real dick, not a black one.
No, I see. I disagree. I don't think you make a scene. You just want to remove the giant veiny black dildo from your house.
We don't
you,
even know where this
you
is.
find it, you take it, you throw it gently in the garbage, cover it, so she doesn't see it. And then what's she going to do? Ask her about it. Hey, has anyone seen my
But
giant
if you
veiny
found
black
it
dildo?
while she was there, I mean,
E, on your way home, just grab it, would you? To
yeah,
Mike's
swing
point.
by and grab it. Let's see how
don't know
long
where
is
that
it.
is.
Adams, just south of Big Beaver.
that's a okay.
Troy, Birminghamish.
So way out of my way.
Well, you can find it. You've got an image of it you can take and just ask around. Has anybody seen this giant black dildo? I've been looking for it all morning. You're not interested in the Lions game. You might as well, E.
Right. I guess that's fair.
Sean writes in concerning Premier League mornings. Now that Mike and Isis are teamed up proper, you guys should do a watch party at the studio. Then you can try and get a photo posted on the NBC broadcast for some serious exposure. They must do that, where you send in hashtag photos or whatever. P.S. For further convincing, Mike, as a sports guy, you understand liking soccer and tackle ball means that you can be watching sports literally all day on Saturday and Sundays. Do you know that? And now you can start drinking shamelessly at 10 a.m. when the soccer game starts.
Already do. I watch tackle ball, though, on Saturdays.
Saturday morning?
But 10 to
this
12.
is the point.
Pre-game.
This is the whole point.
Pre-game.
I need to see Lee Corso make a fool of himself every Saturday.
Put some dumb mascot head on.
Yeah.
Isis, where'd you go? WMU?
Yeah, that was actually kind of awesome.
Wait, what?
What did
What's
I
a
do?
game day?
Remember I held up the Detroit Cast
Oh,
sign
yeah,
for
yeah,
game day and I slept out in the cold?
That was
Slept
at
out
Western?
on a sidewalk.
Oh my god, that was so cold. It was so funny because driving home that day, like I was at the Kennedy's house sitting and I had shorts. And then I got to Western and it was still short weather. And then all of a sudden, like midnight, boom, that front just came in and it was snowing.
Why did that pop up on my memories on Facebook recently?
Probably I might have tagged you in it or someone would have tagged you in something.
I know, but it seems like that would have been in November when it was snowing, December.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
That answer.
John writes in, hello, gentlemen and Etard. The king has never been more right about something than he is the beautiful game. Listen, about a year ago, I decided to pick a Premier League team. Wanted to pick a middle-of-the-table team and was also reading a book series that loosely focused on Brighton and Hove Albion. So for the last year, I've been a huge Brighton fan.
Sure.
I am absolutely hooked on it and even paid the $64.99 for NBC Gold to be able to watch any Premier League game, including replays of games and midweek analysis. The Saturday morning games are the perfect way to spend the day leading up to American tackle ball. See, here you go again. But the more I watch football, the less I find myself able to tolerate all of the breaks in the American game. Don't even
Exactly.
get me started on the final couple minutes of a basketball game taking half an hour.
Yeah.
Last season, even as Brighton were awful, every game was exciting as they battled to avoid relegation.
Oh, there you
Huh?
go. See?
I strongly recommend diving into the sport of the future while tackle ball slowly dies. Ciao for now and go Seagulls. John,
All right.
another listener.
Making
giving
some, you know what?
a thumbs up to the
If I
Premier League.
tried, Jay, I could probably find just as many people that go, fuck that gay game. You know they're out there.
Yeah, email
those,
in
Those what do you call those Neanderthals exist?
Yeah, they mustn't
Well,
have email.
If the-
Right. They don't know how a computer works.
If detractors are out there, let your voice be heard. Email us at DetroitCast.com. Email at DetroitCast.com.
Yeah, let us know, because everything I'm
'Cause-
receiving is...
I don't want to watch a second of it if someone goes, whoa, Mike,
We don't want to waste Mike's
avoid,
time.
avoid this shit at all costs.
One
Here's
email
why.
comes in out of 100.
Because I don't like the falling and I don't like the magic spray and the
I don't
guys.
think that probably happens as much in the regular day-to-day
A
game.
lot of that is
this
South
is-
American,
I'm
honest to
just
God.
throwing that out there. I don't like the racism, the overt racism.
Oh
People
my gosh.
throwing bananas at the goalie and stuff. I don't like it. I won't put up with that in my sport. And so I need to know
There's
what
no
I'm walking
racism
into.
in American sports whatsoever.
Exactly. Thank you, Isis.
None. Negro
so-
leagues.
The Negro Leagues.
I'm just saying it happened. I mean, that was part of your baseball.
they were the Negro Leagues. That's not racist,
It was racist that it had to happen.
Separate, but equal?
but equal. I
Right.
mean, they both. Yeah, I mean, then we got Jackie Robinson. Everything worked out great.
Okay.
Isis. All right.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Very good. Good luck with your team this afternoon,
Oh,
Jay.
thank you. On the
Yep.
pitch?
On the pitch. Yep. I want to. Are you a coach that screams a lot? Do you yell a lot?
No, when I speak, it's for a purpose.
You like E.F. Hutton?
Yeah.
Jay speaks. They listen.
Yes.
Very good. Well, have fun. I'm going to go watch some tackle ball. Isis, I don't know what you're going to do. Play with your cat or something.
I guess. Well, I got to get out of my parenthood kick here.
but There you go.
Got to finish that
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Cry.
There you go.
Go weep, E.
Well, have a good rest of the day, everybody. Thank you for joining us today and for an early edition of the Detroit Cast. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.